and welcome into the Student Section Podcast, a podcast for student athletes by students. Today, we're joined by Jake LaBianca, Matt McManus, Maddie Denisco. Yours truly is Nate. You two are members of the swim and dive team. Thank you guys for joining us.
Hey, it's great to be here.
100%. So, what would you guys say is the most unexpected part about being a swim athlete?
I would probably say just the time and dedication we really put into it. It's a year-long process that we have to do every single day, so it's a long process, but we enjoy it.
100%. Yeah, I think it's a lot of hard work, and then, the hours getting put in. You see all of your teammates together. You all do the same practices. You're all at the same lifts, and you compete at the meets together, and at the end it all pays off.
Now, you guys mentioned how difficult it is. You have to really enjoy the sport to be in it through college, let alone through high school. So where does that enjoyment come from for you guys?
For me, waking up at 6 a.m., getting in the pool to swim before the sun comes up, it really just comes down to the moments with my teammates. We have a really great group of guys and a really good girls team, and we all just kind of bond and get along, and it's great getting to know each and one of them every single day.
Yeah, I definitely think that seeing my teammates and being able to succeed with my teammates, especially if I have a good race, I definitely immediately look over to my teammates, and seeing them celebrate makes me want to keep working harder. And then when my teammate has a great race, I love seeing them achieve their goals and stuff like that.
100%. So, yeah, a team, big part of it. Who's been the most impactful or funniest teammate, loudest teammate in the locker room, or what do you call the locker room? Is it still a locker room?
Yeah.
So who would be the most impactful, funniest teammate in your 3 years here?
I'd probably have to say one of the seniors that graduated last year, James Conable.
Yeah.
I think he was on this podcast before, but he was just someone that would gain all the energy from the locker room and from the entire group of guys, and it would just be awesome. He was kind of someone that a lot of people looked up to, I think. So it definitely gave a lot of positive energy.
Yeah, I was going to say James as well, because James and I both swam the mile, so we had every Monday morning, Wednesday morning, Friday morning, every morning together, and some afternoon practices together. So we were in the grind of it, and he was right there with me, so kind of felt like my big brother on the team.
Yeah, for those who don't know, James Conable was a mainstay of Marist Swim and Dive over these last couple of years, graduated last year. And over your guys' first 4 matchups, you are 3-1, correct?
To start the season, yeah.
3-1.
Yeah.
You had a 154-124 win in the Canisius meet. You had loss in the Fairfield meet, Ryder win 155-139, and a Colgate win 176-120. So these are some pretty big numbers. How does the scoring actually work?
It goes by each race. So let's say you get first place. I'm pretty sure it's either 9 or 10 points, and then second place is, was it 4?
I think
3?
it goes down by 2 each time.
Oh, okay. So whatever that is, but that's how it scores, and then each race gets scored like that. Relays are worth, I want to say, double.
Yeah, it's double for relays.
And then it's just kind of like that. Like the points just accumulate. There's so many races. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the points accumulate. So do you guys believe in momentum? Is there momentum in swimming?
100%.
Okay,
100%.
so how would you guys describe momentum in the lens of swimming?
So we like to call ourselves a second half team.
Okay.
Because you have your first half events, and then there's a break where the pool's open for everyone to warm up and stuff, and then coach gives us a talk about how the first half went and then what we want to do in the second half. And the second half of the meet usually has a lot of the 200 strokes, like 200 fly, 200 back, 200 breast, 500 free. So those are really strong events. So that's kind of where we are like, we know we're going to get some points here. We want to keep the energy going, and we know we're going to catch up, or if we're behind, or if we're winning, we know we want to put the nail in the coffin.
Sweet. So you guys say you're more of a second half team. So what do you have to do to become a first half team? What goes into that preparation?
It's more just like the event layout, I would say. To become a more first half team, I would say that we just got to rally behind everyone and get the energy going and hope that people have their best races. But like Jack said, we are definitely a second half team when it comes to it. Not to knock the first half of our lineups, but our second half definitely carries the momentum going in, especially into that final race.
100%. Cool.
Do you guys have any like pre-game type of rituals, like going back to the locker room to like really hype your team up and hype each other up before the meet?
Yeah, we do this thing called our chant. We all get along in a circle and sway side to side while chanting. It gets progressively louder, and then a couple years ago we developed our guys team chant where we slam a kickboard on a giant garbage can and make really loud noises trying to scare away the other teams, I guess. And then this year the girls developed their own as well.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Yeah. Sweet. So, Jack, you're a mid-distance butterfly swimmer. You are a sprint-free butterfly swimmer.
Yeah.
What goes into your decision to what events to compete in?
So honestly, getting into that freshman year of college, I swam the 100 fly. Well, coming into college, I was recruited for the 200 free, 500 free, and 100 fly. And I swam that at our midseason. I barely swam any fly all of first semester leading up to midseason, and I did not go fast whatsoever in the 100 fly. But my other two events, the 200 free and 500 free, were good. So my coach was like, all right, you're not going to score at max in the 100 fly, so you'd score in the mile. And he's like, all right, so we're going to put you in just a straight distance. So I've just been in distance, and I guess kind of that's how I found out I was good at it.
Fair enough. Which one do you enjoy the most?
Oh, definitely swimming shorter. Like, the 200 free is so much more fun than the mile. Honestly, when he told me that, it was one of the worst days of my life.
What about you, Matt?
I came into school swimming the 50 free, the 100 free, and the 100 fly, and then we had a lack of backstrokers. So my coach was like, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And I was like, you know what, sure. Now here I am 3 years later. But I kind of just fell into it in high school. That's kind of what I worked on, and it translated to now, and we're still here.
So when you're in the longer events, what you eat has to kind of impact you.
Oh, yeah.
We just had Justin Menard on the other day, and he talked about how he had a bagel with light cream cheese, a Celsius, and some other energy packets. And I said you got to be running to the toilet at halftime or something.
Yeah.
So what do you guys eat before the game so you're not trying to almost throwing up like mid-event?
So definitely the mile. There's the notorious like stomach pain that you get around like 800 to 1,000 yards, and it's never from like anything you eat. It's just like you've been swimming for so long and you've been breathing for like going on like 10 minutes now. But I found out at midseason I took Tums before my mile.
Not sponsored.
But it kind of reduced the stomach pain a little bit. But I kind of try to stay light when I'm competing. So I'll have like a bagel in the morning, and then I'll try to have like some fruit snacks, so like goldfish.
Scooby-Doo frozen snacks?
Of course.
Oh,
always.
yeah. I gotta get the blue ones.
The blue ones, those are the best ones.
Those are the best. What about you, Matt?
Yeah. In the morning, so prelims, I like to eat a nice big bowl of oatmeal.
Okay.
Just kind of get like a good base for my breakfast.
Nice.
And then when we head back for finals, my big thing is eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich before we get to the pool. It kind of just, I don't know, it kind of just makes me feel all good, yeah.
Yeah, nice. So you eat light before the game. What about after the game? You just go to town?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, post-game meal.
Yeah.
Is it a dining hall trip with the teammates, or is it you go over to Red Fox Pho or something random right by Grab and Go?
When we have meets at home, we normally get like catered in from the parents or something, just from somewhere close. But when we're at away meets, we get whatever the closest thing is. So
Fairfield, we got Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Even though we lost, that was still worth it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's a good consolation prize.
That's
I can't
I was
lie.
like, all right, I'll take that.
Okay, so most students are rolling out of bed at 9:30 for class, but you guys have already put in miles at the pool at that time. So walk us through a typical Tuesday in the life of a Marist swimmer.
Typical Tuesday. I don't really swim Tuesday mornings, but I can tell you what it's like. We would wake up probably 5:20, 5:30. We have to get to the pool by 5:50 on the pool deck.
Oh my God.
And then at 6 o'clock we would get into the pool, swim 6 to 7:30, and then go on with your day. Whether it be you go to dining hall, you go to your class, you go home, take a nap, and then at 1:30 you'd get back to practice and have to go again.
How long do the practices usually run?
Usually an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, that's
Wow.
it doesn't sound that long, but you guys are in the water constantly. Like professional athletes go into the water for more intense training, and you guys, all of your training takes place in the pool. How often do you guys lift though?
We lift three times a week.
Nice. So where do you guys splits?
What do you mean by that?
Like every time you lift, you go in 3 times a week. Are
Yeah.
you hitting back buys? Is it like
Oh,
normal sort of splits, or is it like a full body workout?
It's more workouts tailored to what we need to focus on. So whether it be like our jumping ability, doing box jumps, or we'll do squats, deadlifts, a lot of pull-ups, a lot of back exercises, because that's what one of the main muscles we use in the pool is. And then there's always some type of cardio aspect.
Very interesting. So it's more catered to swim specific.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Wait, I'm curious. So I know every sport kind of has a different type of like recovery, what you do after, even for practice and lift. What do you guys do for swim? Is there anything specific that you do differently for swim than you would see in other sports?
Recovery-wise for swimming, definitely cupping is one of the biggest things that you see a lot of swimmers do. They'll
Yeah,
be in
I
the weight
always-
room.
Yeah, I always see the
They'll
marks.
be on the table they'll have cups all over their back. That's one of the biggest things. And then hopping in the ice bath as well is just one of the biggest things that you can do to help your legs recover.
How many times do you guys get like cupped? Would you say a week, or is it like monthly type of thing?
Usually I'd probably get cupped like once every 2 to 3
2 or
weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
So what about cupping makes it so popular for swimmers?
You build up a lot of lactic acid from just moving around so much in the pool that it kind of all comes together and tighten up all your muscles. So the cupping helps bring all the blood back to those muscles. So you see the dark circles, that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
all of the blood being pulled up, and then it'll slowly start to.
That's super
Wow.
interesting. I actually have always wondered that. That's funny that you guys brought that up. So home court advantage. Is there a home pool advantage?
1,000%.
How does that work?
So we can use the Fairfield meet this year as an example. So their pool is 25 short course meters.
Okay.
So it's a completely different format than here at McCann, which is 25 short course yards.
Oh.
So they train they train meters the whole year.
Mm.
And leading up to the meet, they're obviously training meters. We're not.
Mm.
So it kind of that is like the slightest home court advantage you have in swimming.
Interesting. So it all adds up every meter, every yard.
Yeah.
So what? That's super interesting.
And the races are different. So in yards and dual meets here, we'll have, like, for the distance events, it's only different for those. So you would have the 500 yard free, but short course meters, it would be the 400 meter free. And then for the 1,000 yard free, and then the 800 meter free.
Interesting. So it's a difference in the training, not the actual pool size.
No, the actual pool size
the
is
actual
different.
pool is
Yeah.
different. So how is that allowed?
It's
I honestly don't know.
I think it's just been there for so long that
Yeah, they're not gonna change it.
they've had it since before the rules that changed.
Very
to-
interesting.
yeah, the short
Oh,
course
so there
yards.
totally is a home pool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
100%.
So where is it winner of the conference hosts the MAAC tournament?
No, so the MAAC championships at a neutral site in Spire Institute in Geneva, Ohio.
Okay. So is that similar to the Fairfield pool or the McCann pool?
So every like championship event is in yards.
Okay.
So everything is held there for the past 3 years that we've been here.
Oh, so you guys have a total advantage over some other teams in the MAAC.
Yeah, so I think Fairfield or maybe some other team, but I think most teams in the MAAC train yards.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, we kind of talked a little bit before the podcast. What's the most embarrassing thing that could happen in the water? Like everything, when you think of swimming, you don't really think that many things could go wrong. But you mentioned the goggles always flying off. So
yeah.
what's the most embarrassing thing?
Oh,
I'd
I got a good one.
I'd say in a race, at least something that's happened to me, and I've gotten embarrassed by it. You miss your flip turn, and you kind of just stop all of your momentum, and you kind of just left in the dust. So I feel like that's kind of one of the worst things that could happen, going along with having your goggles fall off.
Yeah, I have a pretty embarrassing one. Definitely when I was younger, I was watching my brother who swam, and he was swimming backstroke, and he like leaned his head back underwater to like see how close he was to the wall. So I was a kid, so I was like, I can do that. So in a race, I'm swimming backstroke. I lean back, and I lean back too far that I did a backflip in the water
No
mid-race.
way.
And obviously they DQ'd me, but in the moment I was like, maybe I shouldn't have done that one.
How old were you when that happened?
Probably about 8 or 9.
Oh my God.
You've been swimming for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. So when did you start your professional swimming career? When did you know that you wanted to go into swimming?
Probably when I was like 6 years old.
That's
Like
crazy.
I said, my brother was a swimmer, so
Nice.
I would go to his meets when I was younger. And I played a bunch of sports growing up, but when it got to high school, I was like, well, my brother swam in high school. I was like, I might as well just do the same thing.
Very interesting. What about you, Matt?
I always played a bunch of sports growing up, but when I was younger, I did safety swim. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No, I haven't. What?
It's just like a training school to like help you learn how to swim. And I moved up all the ranks, and then my parents were like, "Hey, you're pretty good at this. You wanna maybe try swim team?" And then started in 3rd grade and made it to college.
You guys started early.
Yeah.
Wow. From there's a couple of swim athletes that I've talked to. They kind of come on later, and I know a couple of people who start out in like lacrosse or football or something, and they kind of transition. So, what do you think? What sport do you think translates the best to swimming?
Anything that involves a lot of cardio.
Fair enough.
Whether it be running, whether it be lacrosse, whether it be any football, yeah, sure. Whatever involves cardio, it would definitely like help in the pool.
Fair enough. If it wasn't swimming, what sport would you guys have done?
Lacrosse.
Yeah?
Lacrosse.
What position?
When I played, I was a midfielder.
Okay.
Midi.
Long stick or?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
Man of
both.
many talents. What about you?
Probably volleyball. Volleyball, I've been playing. I played in middle school and part of high school, and then I've just been playing over the summer at the beach, and it's just a lot of
beach
fun.
volleyball. That's fun.
Yeah.
You guys go on any fun trips throughout the season? Is there one that always happens that you guys kind of look forward to?
Yeah, we have training trip in December.
Oh,
So,
where's that?
we usually go to Florida every year.
Nice.
That's nice.
So when everyone goes home for break, we came back this year the day after Christmas, and we're here. We train here for a week, and then we fly to Florida, and then we're there for a week. We train there, and then we come home, and then that Saturday we have a dual meet.
Interesting.
Wait, I'm curious. Going back to your embarrassing story about the backstroke, I remember I was little. I tried swim team, and the outdoor pool have the flags, and there's the trick, like you count your strokes to the wall.
Mhm.
Are there always flags, or what do you do if there's not? Is there like another
There's always
trick?
flags.
There's always flags.
Yeah.
So is that still what you guys do for backstroke?
Yes.
Is there another trick to that, or?
Not really. I mean, it's more of like a feel thing for some people.
Yeah.
But definitely counting helps because it's the same distance every time. So if you kind of know your stroke count, you're not going to hit your head on the wall.
So what if has that happened to you before?
All
How
the
do you
time.
recover from that?
Normally I only hit my head on the wall in the finish, but
Wow.
let's say I do it in the middle of an event, I'm just going to try to keep swimming.
keep going.
Hopefully nothing bad happens, yeah.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Talking
That's
about
impressive.
recovery, when you guys take off, and you mentioned it before, missing your cue, how do you make up that ground? Have you been in a situation where you missed your cue by a couple seconds, milliseconds, and you had to make up that time?
Yeah, you can leave late from the start all the time. We had someone do that, but it happened to me earlier this year where the buzzer went off and I was just not ready to go. So I just went and tried to go as fast as I could to catch up, but I didn't end up catching up to them.
That happened actually at our Lehigh meet this year,
Yeah.
but I just go whenever I hear the buzzer. So I was one of the people that went off when the buzzer went off, but nobody else, or like 2 other people didn't go off, so they had to stop the race, and then we had to do it again.
Interesting. So what's going through your head when you're doing that? Is it all like alarms firing off, or is it kind of that you're capable of making up that ground?
I mean, for me, it's a giant boost of adrenaline.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, like what just happened? Like, I gotta go. Yeah.
I felt good the first 25. I was annoyed they stopped the race. I was like, I felt good. But if that did ever happen to me, yeah, I'd probably start sprinting and my adrenaline would be through the roof.
Interesting. So every season is kind of like climbing a mountain. You get through the first meet, you're like, oh, that was good. And you get to the second meet, you're like, oh, I got X amount more. So what motivates you guys to get through a season?
I think just the end goal. I mean, for us, the end goal is always obviously winning the MAAC championship, and we did that our freshman year, and it felt like the mountain had been climbed. And then every year it starts fresh again. But you really love working with your teammates. Like, that's what I look forward to every day. I'm like, I get to see the same guys that I see every single day, and I'm sure something new is going to happen. We're going to talk about something new. It's just going to be great. So having them by your side really, like, keeps the grind fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was going to definitely say, seeing, like, your teammates in practice, like, especially a hard practice, like, those are the guys that you bond with the most. Like, I'll even check, like, Tuesday or whatever. We'll go on, we have this app called Teamworks where it has, like, your schedule and everything. You can see your practice and stuff like that. So you can see who's in your practice. So I'll look at, like, who's in my practice, and I'll, like, all right, like, I'll see one of my friends, Adam, Oscar, Joe, like, they swim the same events as me. So if I see them in my practice, I'm like, I know it's going to be a good practice.
Wow, that's cool. So it's an app that you
Yeah.
can see who's, like, practicing with you?
Yeah, it has, like, your schedule of, like, your classes and your lifts and stuff.
Oh, wow, that's cool. So for, like, new freshmen coming in or even transfers, new swimming, what are some things you guys do for team bonding? Like, are there any type of activities you do for new swimmers coming onto the team? For, like, the team dynamic?
Oh, well, for the freshmen, for Max, we shave their heads.
Really?
Nice.
So we had our heads shaved.
Aerodynamic.
year.
Aerodynamic.
Yeah. So we'll give him a messed up haircut for 2 days. You guys might have seen him walking around.
Yeah.
They got some really messed up cuts.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What were your guys' cuts?
I had one of the freshmen, Lorenzo. I got him nice. But they'll have those cuts for a few days, and then they'll just buzz them.
Nice.
Yeah. And then we also, earlier in the season, we have this thing called a retreat.
Okay.
So the men's team will go on one, the women's team will go on one. It's kind of just a day of bonding. So I think the women this year did either a workout class or Pilates or something like that. And the guys, we went paintballing.
Nice.
So-
That's awesome.
So that was a really good time. And then after that, you kind of just hang out at the houses and eat some good food that the coach provides for you. And yeah, it's a good
That's
day
a
of bonding.
fun one.
Yeah.
Who was the
Yeah.
best paintballer?
Well, definitely not me. Definitely not
Joe
me.
Cash is a demon.
Yes, Joe
You're
Cash.
supposed to say yourself. Okay, fair enough.
Joe Cash.
Joe Cash is a demon.
He's got to be dethroned. When are you guys going next?
Probably
September.
next year.
Oh, no,
September.
there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys got to finish out your junior season. But once the season comes to a close, what are you looking forward to accomplish the most in your senior season?
I mean, I think we can win a MAAC championship. That'd be a great way to go out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely want to win a MAAC championship, either individually or as a team. But I think I can do both.
Interesting. So you mentioned the different retreats between the men's team and the women's team. How often does that crossover happen between the teams? Is it just a larger overarching team of swim and dive?
Yeah, we all practice together.
Nice.
So it's a good mix of in the pool. You can talk to the girls if you want. The girls can talk to you if you want. Then you can also just talk to each other, like
Nice.
guys to guys, girls to girls, whatever it is. But they're always around. So we're pretty close with them, I would say.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys have obviously seen some fantastic swimmers. James Conable, we mentioned before. There are world-class athletes, and when you're watching them on TV, for me as a sportscaster, when I'm listening to a broadcast, I'm constantly critiquing, and I'm thinking of ways that I would do it. So do you guys still get enjoyment from watching the sport, or do you guys just sit there and critique, and you're like, oh, I would have,
There's nothing you can critique about like we were just watching NCAA's this past week, and there's no, like, you can get very excited watching swimming,
Nice.
like, because it's insane to see how fast, like, some of these people can really go. There were multiple, like, NCAA records broken. It's like there's these times that you have in your head, and you're like, no way they'll go that fast. And then when you see it that fast, you're like, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's the most impressive swimmer that you guys like to watch?
I'd say the most impressive swimmer, at least recently. I mean, obviously the biggest name in swimming ever is Michael Phelps. Some of his swims are just legendary. But recently, definitely Leon Marchand.
Okay.
He just broke a bunch of world records. He's definitely, some people are calling him the next Michael Phelps. So we'll see how true
That
that
is
is.
a
Yeah.
tall task.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Outside of swimming, what athletes do you guys look up to?
Tom Brady,
Tom Brady?
the GOAT.
What?
Tom Brady.
What about Tom Brady?
I'm a Patriots fan myself.
Okay, I'm a Celtics fan.
I'm all Boston.
There you go.
I was named after Tom Brady.
Oh,
Well, my middle name at least.
interesting.
Yeah,
What's your middle name?
Brady.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Well, there you go.
I just think he's the GOAT. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm in enemy territory right now.
Ooh, I don't.
Big Bills fan.
Ah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's another way he can go about the GOAT. He beat the other
Yeah.
candidate.
He is
for
the GOAT.
no, nobody's ever gonna catch him.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What about you?
My favorite NFL player ever is Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Aaron Rodgers.
All right.
I know, coming from New York, that's kind of a hot take, but he's just the GOAT. I mean,
The GOAT.
in my opinion, he's the GOAT. We have this conversation
Actors.
all the time. but
Actors.
Okay,
he's
so
my
what's your
GOAT.
argument
He's my
for
GOAT.
Rodgers over Brady?
I don't know. I think he's just
He's
some
good
of
at
his-
Hail Marys. That's his argument.
Some of his throws are just iconic. He's a big
He's
clutch
got
time
iconic
performer.
throws.
Yeah.
Not the GOAT. He has iconic throws. He's not the GOAT.
Nate, who's
Got
your
one
GOAT?
Super Bowl.
My GOAT, it's Brady.
Yeah,
Brady?
come on.
Beat Mahomes
Yeah.
at 41. Like,
Exactly.
you
He
can't-
came back just to beat him.
yeah. But
Yeah, he came back. Yeah,
Just
just
to
for
beat
that.
him.
tying it all back in, when you watch Brady, do you guys take things away from their mentalities or their play styles that you kind of built into your swim?
Like seeing how hard seeing how hard professional athletes continue to work like year after year. Like if he's like we just said at 41, like still being able to come back and win a Super Bowl is crazy.
For sure. I think it's just like it shows how tough they are and how determined they are to be successful and have a good career and support their team and give the fans what they want to see.
Fair enough. They are fantastic athletes, and they do it so well. But there's kind of a battle between all athletes, between discipline and motivation. Where does that come in for you guys?
The discipline of hearing your alarm go off at 5:20 and not having the urge to shut it off and go back to bed. But it's kind of like you want to get better. Like swimming is a sport where like, you see your improvement so fast just based off your time. So every single time you swim, you either add or drop. So you know what you did wrong or what you can do better. And I think that's something that like keeps you coming back is like, I know I can do this better. I can drop time. I know I can work harder. I can drop time.
Interesting. Yeah, there really is benchmarks that you're hitting or not hitting, as opposed to other sports where you can curate a player grade, maybe, if it's a combination of stats, but it's really right there for you in
Yeah.
swimming. What about you?
Right. Yeah, like Jack said, that feeling of having your alarm go off and you just gotta wake up, get out of bed and go to practice and get in the pool. It's just something you have to do if you want to see the results and see the things that can come from actually doing that.
So, Matt, you've had a lot of success in the relay teams. How much communication actually happens behind the blocks, and is there a strategy to who swims what leg?
Are you talking to me or him?
Both.
I mean, for me, sprinting-wise, there is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of decision-making, whether you're going to have your fastest guy go first or your fastest guy go last and try to catch the person at the end. And it really comes down to your exchanges. So if you know someone is really good at the exchange, you're going to obviously trust them more than someone that is not. So I would put, like, let's say you have someone that's really bad. You'd put them first so they don't have to do that exchange, and then you'd have someone else go, and then they can go and be safe.
Sorry, I said Jack looked at you, so I don't know why I said Jack, but that question was open up to both of you. You're a 1650 specialist. You placed silver last or 23-24.
Yeah, freshman year, sophomore year, I got
So
second.
walk me through the preparation that took to get there. And was it like I finished second, or was it I finished second and I worked towards that?
So completely different both years. So freshman year, I didn't swim the mile at midseason. So if you didn't swim the mile at midseason, you get entered with your 1,000 time. So only for the mile, only the top 8 swim at night. So there's A final, B final, C final. So the top 24 come back for every other event, but the mile, only the top 8 swim at night. Everyone else swims in the afternoon session in between prelims and finals of Saturday. So that's what I was doing freshman year. So I swam with another one of my teammates, Kevin. We both swam in the afternoon session, and we kind of just swam the race together. We didn't know what to expect. We finished with our times, and then we watched the final, and we were just on our phone looking at our splits at the board, comparing it, and we're like, all right, we're ahead of them. And then it came down to the last 50, and we're like, all right. And then they finished. We look up, and I was like, because like as a freshman, I didn't going into the meet. I was like, I just want to like make finals. Like, and I didn't have any expectations, especially for the mile.
So when you guys are actually in a race, do you know how, like in comparison to the other swimmers, where you are, or is it kind of just have faith in your own ability to know that you're going to place well?
I mean, you could definitely like look around underwater. Like if I'm doing a flip turn, I usually push off on my side. So I'll definitely at least see the person next to me. But in certain races, it's kind of hard to do that.
Yeah.
But you can definitely see some people most of the time.
How much can you actually see under the water?
You can see everything.
You can see just about everything.
See, like that surprises me. When I think swimming, I'm thinking you guys are going blind, but is there strategy to from what you could see?
There's a black line under the pool that most people will try and look at the whole time to keep your head down.
Oh, interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah. And then there's also the flags, so you know how far you are coming into the wall. Yeah.
So you mentioned the turns. How important are those for momentum and gauging where you are in a race?
Right. Nowadays, turns are really crucial because underwaters come into play. You move faster underwater than you do on top of the water, so a lot of athletes have been using that to their advantage. So having good walls and being able to stay underwater and just carry that speed into your next lap is really important.
Yeah, you see a lot of, especially in yards, like watching NCAAs, you see everyone push their turns all the way to the 15-meter mark, because if you come up past it, you get DQ'd, but they'll come up right at it. They'll know their kick count, 6, 7, 8 kicks, and then they'll get up right at the 15-meter mark, take 2 strokes, and then they're flipping again back underwater.
So you mentioned you swim faster underwater. I'm imagining that your swim form is kind of like a jump shot where it's muscle memory and you kind of go to your certain things. So what's the most important part technically from the structure of a swim?
I don't really know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I would say making sure that you trust yourself and trust the training, because like you said, it's basically muscle memory at that point. You just want to make sure that you have enough still in the tank to finish the race, especially for him in like a longer race. Me, not so much. I just want to go as fast as I can and touch the wall as fast as I can. So it's kind of just rely on your muscle memory and hope for the best.
We need to see you in some more 200 meters.
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
I think that's one of my biggest takeaways.
Yeah.
We need to see both you guys in some 200 meters.
Yeah.
Definitely not me.
Give him a meet off, you know?
Exactly. I'd love to race Matt at 200.
That would be definitely interesting.
Put him in, coach. But so outside of where do you find the enjoyment? Because obviously you prefer the shorter spurts. So where does the enjoyment come from those longer ones? How do you approach that with a smile on your face?
It's pretty hard.
Like I would imagine,
especially in the ready room before the mile, like walking up to the blocks, like knowing what you're getting yourself into, and you're like, damn, I'm about to be swimming for the next 15 minutes. It's just like straight pain. Yeah. But swimming like a good distance race is one of the most like rewarding things. Like last year in the mile, I swam with James. James ended up winning. I got second, but I swam a great 14-ish, and the last 250, dying. Matt was counting for me, dying. And there was this kid next to me that was catching up on me every single time. Didn't see him in the last 25. He hawked me down, but I ended up out touching him by like 0.2, and I was like, all right. I got second. I was like, thank God.
Wow. Aside from that last spurt, what would you say is the hardest point of it? Is the mid part, once you get through the first quarter, where you're like, I just got through the first quarter, I got 75% more of the swim?
Probably the first, like, getting through the first, like, 500 is kind of the hardest part for me, kind of just, like, getting into my pace. And then 500 to 1,000 is kind of just making sure I hold hold my
state.
pace the whole time. Yeah, kind of flow state.
Yeah,
like,
fair
and
enough.
just shut my mind off. Like, if anyone asks me about it, like, after, I'm like, I literally have no...
blacked out, yeah.
I blacked out. Like, every time I do the mile, I black out.
Interesting. What about you?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, so what's the hardest part in one of those longer events? The front half, the back half.
I mean, for me, it's just finishing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a sprinter, so I like to take it out, go fast, and then normally I have nothing left in the tank to bring it home, and that's where my downfall is. But definitely the end.
Interesting.
Definitely the end, yeah.
So the season's long.
Right.
Over any period of time for any human being, it's hard to maintain confidence. So where does that come from you guys? Is it from the team? Is there certain things like belief, faith that kind of go into your day-to-day?
I mean, I really rely on my teammates for that. If you have a good race, even if you have a bad race, your teammates are going to come run over to your lane, give you a high five, be supportive of you, be like, hey, great race. Be like, hey, keep your head up, even if you have a bad race. So, like, I at least rely a lot on my teammates just for that kind of pick-me-up energy. Like, they will always be there if I need them to be there, yeah.
Yeah, I definitely just the goal in mind to win individual race at MAAC just keeps replaying in my head. So the idea of that just kind of keeps me going.
Okay, so goal setting and your teammates, big part of it. So with about half your season remaining, what are your biggest goals aside from a MAAC championship for the rest of the season?
Just continue to grind and develop. Just continue to perfect what it is that I do and try to help others perfect theirs as well.
Yeah, I definitely work on like the little things now that we're in the off season and not everything is that hard. We're kind of just more laid back now. So definitely focusing on the little things and what I can do to just drop more time.
Well, focusing on the little things and continuing to grind was Jack LaBianca, Matt McManus, Maddie Denisco, and Nate Babcock. That's all the time we have for today on the Student Section Podcast. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.